Now you see that Lemondrop has joined West Pest, and together they should be called Lemon Pest, or at least that is my proposition. But it is not just making a sequence on the West Pest, a West Coast style synthesizer with wavefolder, low pass gate and a sequencer, and then just send the audio through Lemondrop. Now, it's not that easy. At least it is not that easy to get good results. So I have come up with some settings that I think are really fitting for the title Lemon Pest. Now, you will be surprised. Listen to this. Yes, this is the sequence now playing only on the West Pest. It sounds terrible, but what happens if you choose the right preset on Lemondrop and use the right settings on the Lemondrop? What happens? Let's find out. So I take the output from this and change to Lemondrop. I take the input from West Pest and send it to Lemondrop. Now nothing happens. Well, how is that? Well, you have to increase the volume for the line through. This is just Lemondrop using its effect section. It is not processed by the Granular engines. As you can see, there is no activity. Granular engine 1, Granular engine 2, completely silent. So this is just reverb, delay, chorus, phaser, flanger. Well, I turned off the flanger, or at least I think so. Yes. Now, in order to become Lemon Pest, you have to do something. And you have first to add MIDI. The MIDI signal from West Pest. Yes, it has an inbuilt MIDI controller. Now you're hearing the MIDI playing the Granular engines on this particular preset, Disturbed Strings, preset number 4. But you can do more. Now if you press the first Granular engine and go down to the bottom, you see that live input is off. Well, live input, this is the source of the input. So when you turn it on, the audio from the West Pest will be processed by Granular engine 1 instead of the bowed banjo T, which is the sample that is currently in use. Let's turn it on. Ah, I like it. Much better, right? There is a second Granular engine. Same goes for this one. It is now currently occupied playing an onboard sample on the Lemondrop. It is not processing this audio from the West Pest. So let's turn this on as well. Now you hear that the audio, the raw audio, the dry audio if you like, including the effects, is being played by Lemondrop. You can decrease that so you can just hear the MIDI notes playing the Granular, or the MIDI notes being processed by the Granular engines. Yes. You can adjust this sound in many ways. So this is just an example of how powerful this combination Lemon Pest is. I can do so much. I can cross-modulate using LFO1, LFO2, a special step sequencer that you will soon see, a step modulation sequencer that is. I can use the envelopes to modulate stuff. The filters can be modulated, and there is just so much to do here. Let's just adjust the filters. Now, the first filter is associated with Granular engine number 1. Let's just change from low pass to high pass. Big difference, right? Band pass. Notch. Of course, you can adjust the cutoff using your finger. It's a touch-sensitive screen. Now I increase the resonance as well. Oh, I like it. Now, filter number 2, associated with Granular engine 2. It's a notch playing, or the notch being active. Ooh. Let's decrease the width. Let's increase it. Oh, you can turn it off. Just one filter being in use. On. The mode is parallel at the moment. That means filter 1 and 2 is being played in parallel. You can use them as a serial combination. I prefer parallel. Now, that was one tiny thing we changed. Let's look at the filter one more time. Did you see this? These two yellow squares. These indicate that the cutoff is being modulated by two different sources. Let's see which. X, that's a keyboard on the Lemondrop. So the X direction is modulating the cutoff. So I'm going in the X direction now. That's cool. And this is a keyboard. I can play notes, at least 10 octaves. Different scales as well. Now, if I look at the filter one more time, and I choose something other than the X, LFO2, which is currently a triangle. Let's adjust that. It's so cool. And you can see that the rate of the LFO2 is modulated as well. By what? Key. Pressure. Yes. Velocity. The velocity on the West Pest is constant. So it will be like this all the time. But the amount can be adjusted. But let's see if we can choose something else. That's a sequencer. This is the special modulation sequencer. It looks like this. Now let's increase the step length. And now look at this. I can paint on the screen. It's touch sensitive, as I said minutes ago. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Perhaps increasing step length. No. 16 steps, you can go as far as 32. Okay. As you can understand, there are a plethora of possibilities. And I'm just using one sequence now because you can fathom that, yeah, the possibilities are endless. Do whatever you like and use whatever preset, or load your own presets onto the Lemondrop and go crazy. Now, we can adjust the granular engines. As you see, these yellow dots, the squares, indicate that the pitch and density are being modulated. Well, grain size as well. So there's a lot going on here. Boy. Let's use the sequencer here. Now you choose the amount that the sequencer, or the amount of modulation coming from the sequencer. This 100% is, of course, the sequencer is going using its maximum values. So it's like a dampening. Now it's no dampening at all. Well, let's turn it off. Too much modulation is sometimes too much. A very good advice, by the way. I would just like to simplify things. So that's why I'm turning off the modulation. The pitch is modulated by LFO1. Turn it off. And now let's increase the pitch manually. Can you hear the grains in the background becoming louder? So the pitch now accentuates, of course, these tones. That's quite cool. Quite cool. Let's go to Granular engine number 2. Let's turn off the modulation of the pitch, because initially I would like to manually control the pitch in order to get a picture of what it does to the sound. Let's go lower. Not the increase, not the desired effect, I guess. Yes, I think I would like it to stay at 0 or 0.3, who cares? Density, it's being modulated. Let's turn it off. Well, the Y is modulating the density, so it's not active until you actually use the Y-axis on this little touchpad. Now, it may be that Y is modulating something else as well. And that's why I like to turn things off at the beginning. I need to get some sort of control. So I would like to turn that off. Turn that off as well. Good. You can detune it. didn't have that so much effect. Let's do something with the grain size and density. And window. The window is the window used to pick the grain, so to speak. And when the audio is coming in from the West Pest, Lemondrop is sampling and using 20 seconds of the current audio for its granular engines. So this is constantly being updated, of course, but since this is a sequence going around, the result is almost always the same. But I like the texture in this little example that is very poorly prepared, I guess, because these changes I have done right for this video. These changes are new to me as well. I haven't done this particular patch before, so this is completely new. Let's increase the window. 100%. Though, well, you can adjust the position. Live position, okay. Now, you see, I can adjust the position and increase the window. And I can adjust the position once more. And I can then narrow in perhaps on some particular point of the sample sound, where I can increase the window so the complete sample, 20 seconds that is being used as a source for the Granular engine. Let's, for fun, just change something on the West Pest. Let's say the wave folder. Ah. Now let's adjust the live position. You see, this is changing the texture, and the modulation capabilities on the West Pest are great. The modulation capabilities on Lemondrop are almost infinite because of the possibility of cross modulation. Oh, grain size, let's decrease it. More plucky, let's increase it. Decreasing the window, adjusting live position. It's like scanning the sample, right? You can choose a pattern, octaves and fifths. Not really audible, I think, in this particular instance. It's not like we are playing the piano, is it? Pan, randomness, decreasing that to 0 and just adjusting live position. And you can see that you can modulate the live position using 3 different sources at once, and using those 3 modulation sources at once makes it really complex. Let's just add one. Let's say LFO2. Now let's go to LFO2. Let's choose a... Oh, this is now, as far as I know, just modulating the live position. But of course it may be modulating other stuff as well, because each preset on the Lemondrop comes with a bunch of settings for modulation. So let's... well, the depth is rather... yes, more subtle. And you can modulate the rate and the depth as well. I mean, oh, this is cool. This is so cool. And this is Lemon Pest in a nutshell. This, but of course you can take some other module than the West Pest and use that as a source for Lemondrop, and you have Lemon, say, Lemon NTS1, Korg Nutect synthesizer, for example. But this combo, the form factor of this West Pest, the form factor of Lemondrop, these two together make it, in my mind, a really, really attractive combination. Let's adjust the swing. So, adjusting the swing made it erratic, this patch of ours. Let's adjust the octaves. And adjusting the wave folder, the fold modulation. Now you can see that I'm using something to modulate the frequency modulation on the West Pest. I'm using random voltages to adjust the frequency modulation. Let's decrease that. Let's unplug it. Let's set everything to 0. Glide. Let's adjust the waveform. Oh, I mean, this is just happy accidents happening all the time. And I'm infatuated once more. Yes. Perhaps I'm easily infatuated, but anyway, this is, to me, splendid. Very easy to come up with textures. You know, efficiency when making music is perhaps a prime goal for some people, and this setup alone can get you to places where some people have never gone before. And I think this kind of complexity that comes out of these two boxes would have appealed to Don Buchla, who invented West Coast synthesis, which West Pest from Create Audio is a homage to. This is this is so cool. Let's go into Granular engine number 2. Oh no, let's go into line through. You see, the audio, the dry signal from West Pest is not a part of the current picture. So let's just increase the volume, the audio from the West Pest. Can you hear it? Yeah, 120%, right? This goes to 11. I mean, by just adjusting the volume here, the sequence was transformed into something else that, to me at least, is quite appealing. Maybe 120% was a little bit too much, but ah, I like it, man. I like it. Let's do something. The release. Yes, this has a manual release. Originally, the low pass gate on a so-called West Coast system that was produced by Don Buchla did not have a manual release, at least not as far as I know. But they solved it here. Instead of using vectorals that are inherently unstable and unique with its own characteristics, they have settled for release modulation and a separate release knob. I like it so much. Now, of course you can go crazy. You can add a note here as well. Let's go down an octave. Let's go up. Oh, I think you get it. I think you get it. This is... I just love this combination. And what I just discovered in this particular video, this wild... I mean, look, listen to the sequence. There's a lot going on and it's very complex. Many layers. It's just fantastic. Increasing sustain. Increasing glide a little bit. Not too much. Oh my god. Oh, thank you, thank you. I hope this video would make you think of combinations unheard of, or at least uncommon. This combination, I think, deserves to be common. Deserves to get some love from everybody. So thank you, and I will be seeing you in the next one. And I have to add, if you like this content, please subscribe or at least like this video. YouTube would then make my life better if you do. So thank you. Bye.